At the June 12th show, we played music trivia, and one of the questions was who is the lead singer of Smash Mouth? My guest for the June 19th show happened to be watching, and she answered the question correctly, which was Steve Harwell, and then teased us all with a brief story of how she met him. And when she was my guest on the 19th, we got to hear the full story. So here it is, folks.
Hi, Katy. Thanks so much for having us, and thanks for having both of us tonight. We're really happy to be here.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for being on. So I think first we got to know what's the Smash Mouth story.
Great. So I'm going to tell a story now, okay? So many years ago, well, not too many, maybe about 5, 6 years ago, I was on. Okay, so this is the part we're gonna be a little bit more still. If that's
right.
is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just so
Statue.
Okay, yeah, statue times. So about 6 years ago or so, I was on tour with a show from 2012 to 2015. It was a show called Spank. It was a parody of the 50 Shades of Grey series. Katy, I think you remember that during that time.
Yeah, I went to see it. You're fabulous in it.
Thank you. Remind me, did you saw it in Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So this was not long after that. This was a few months after that. So we actually opened it Chicago was like our first sort of homestay city. We were there we were there for like 6 weeks. It was super fun living there. Anyway, so then we toured it around. So we were in now I'm forgetting Fort Williams. If Michelle Miracle is watching, it's Fort something, Colorado. It's a bit north of Denver.
Fort Collins.
Yeah, that's it. Fort Collins, Colorado. So we were doing a show late. We were doing a run in Denver, and then we had a Fort Collins show on a Sunday, which meant Sundays as you know, means an earlier show. So we had to get to Fort Collins pretty early to do our setup and stuff. All this to say, it was probably about 6 a.m. when we showed up at a hotel in Fort Collins. And we were all groggy. We were kind of, we had been, as you know, performing a lot. So it was the end of a long week. And we get to the hotel, and they were less than excited to see us. They told us they didn't have any rooms for us. They told us that they finally then found the rooms. And our tech people kind of had to leave all the actors there because they had to go right into setup at like by 9 a.m. they had to be at the theater. So it was not going well. And we were like, okay, we're going to sleep in the lobby then. Because we need to, it's 6 a.m. We're exhausted. Suddenly somebody sees something on the computer and says, wait a minute. And we see them talking. We don't know what's going on. And suddenly their entire demeanor changed at this hotel. Like they suddenly could not be more accommodating. They apologized. In a moment, our rooms that didn't even exist and then weren't ready were suddenly magically ready. We all were guided into suites, and we were like, whoa, what happened here? So we didn't ask. We went and took our naps and had a wonderful show. The next morning, at about 7 a.m, and that was my day off, so it was a sleep-in day. The next morning, I get a call that my car is waiting for me downstairs. And I think, oh, that's weird. It's weird. A car is waiting for me downstairs. I don't think I have a car. So I ran into the lobby, and they said, Miss Barker, yes, your limo is here. And I was like, you got the wrong person. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you all part of the band Smash Mouth? So they had somehow in the computer system, I think Spank, Smash Mouth, they had conflated the two and thought for some reason that our little cast of raggle-taggle comedy sketch performing actors was the band Smash Mouth. And I don't know if Smash Mouth got our crappy rooms and we got their suites. So I said, no, I'm not part of the band Smash Mouth, but that's awesome. Clearly you don't know the band if you think I'm part of the band. That's awesome that you think I'm part of the band. And the band Smash Mouth was right there. So I got to quickly say hello to all of them and politely went back to bed.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Why? Clearly had no idea. I mean, even though like 5 or 6 years ago, I would think you'd be aware of what I didn't know his name, but at least what the lead singer looks like, like.
and just that it's not like, you know, a middle, like a woman in her mid 30s with like, hey now.
Yeah.
So anyway, have you ever heard of the band Smash Mouth, Mia?
I've heard of them, but I've never heard them.
Fair. That's fair.
That is
That's
fair. I feel like that's a lot of music with me. It's like I've heard of them, but I don't know a song by them, but I've heard the name. But before I let you guys go, I have one more question. I just want to go back to the Smash Mouth thing. When you met the band, did you tell them that you got their rooms, or did you just leave well enough alone?
no, I was Katie, I was in I think a bathroom
Oh,
and I had still had, the day after a show, and that was like the eighth show of the week. So I had like crust from my fake eyelashes and like glitter on my, it looked like I had had a hard night. So I was like, hi, and then I went right to bed. And also I didn't want to lose my suite.
yeah, I don't blame you. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Real quick, I'm gonna put